The vast expanse of space stretched before Captain Elena Reeves as she stood on the bridge of the UES Horizon. The sleek human vessel, a testament to Earth's rapid technological advancement, glided silently through the star-studded void. Elena's sharp green eyes scanned the monitors, her short cropped black hair framing a face etched with both determination and curiosity. "Captain," Lieutenant Marcus Chen called out, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "We're picking up an anomalous signal. It doesn't match any known patterns in our database." Elena's eyebrows furrowed. "Origin? Sector 7, Quadrant 3. It's moving, Captain." The bridge crew held their collective breath. Humanity had yet to make first contact with an alien civilization, despite decades of deep space exploration. Every anomaly, every unexplained phenomenon, carried the weight of potential discovery. "Plot an intercept course, Lieutenant," Elena commanded, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. "All hands prepare for potential first contact scenario." As the UES Horizon altered its trajectory, the unknown entity grew closer. The ship's advanced sensors painted a clearer picture with each passing moment. It was a vessel, unmistakably artificial, its design unlike anything in human records. "Open a channel on all frequencies," Elena ordered. "Let's see if they're in a talking mood." For several tense minutes, silence reigned. Then, without warning, a holographic projection flickered to life in the center of the bridge. The crew gasped as the image stabilized, revealing a being that was undeniably alien. The creature stood nearly 7 feet tall, its body covered in iridescent scales that shimmered with every movement. 4 arms extended from its torso, each ending in delicate, multi-jointed fingers. But it was the alien's face that captivated Elena's attention. 3 large, liquid eyes arranged in a triangle, blinking in an unsynchronized pattern. "Greetings," the alien spoke, its voice a melodious trill that seemed to bypass their ears and resonate directly in their minds. "I am Zarak, emissary of the Galactic Concordat. We have long awaited this moment, humans of Earth." Elena stepped forward, her training kicking in despite the surreal nature of the situation. "I am Captain Elena Reeves of the United Earth Ship Horizon. We come in peace and with an open mind. Your knowledge of our species suggests you've been aware of us for some time." Zarak's upper arms made a graceful, sweeping gesture. "Indeed, the Concordat has observed your civilization's progress for many of your centuries. Your recent achievements in faster-than-light travel have qualified you for official contact and potential membership in our interstellar community." The implications of Zarak's words sent a ripple of excitement through the bridge crew. Humanity wasn't alone, and more than that, they were being invited to join a larger galactic society. "We are honored," Elena replied, choosing her words carefully, "and eager to learn more about the Concordat and its members. Perhaps we could arrange a more formal meeting to discuss the terms of this potential membership." Zarak's eyes blinked in rapid succession, a gesture Elena couldn't yet interpret. "Of course. However, there is a matter of some urgency we must address first. The reason for our presence in this sector is not solely to make contact with your species." Elena felt a prickle of unease. "Go on." "There is a threat approaching, one that could have catastrophic consequences for this entire region of space," Zarak explained. "A quantum anomaly, unlike any we've encountered before. Our scientists believe it has the potential to tear apart the very fabric of space-time." The mood on the bridge shifted instantly from excitement to concern. Elena straightened her posture, her military training coming to the forefront. "What can we do to help?" Zarak's lower arms made a series of intricate gestures, and a holographic representation of the anomaly appeared beside him. It was a swirling vortex of energy, its edges jagged and unstable. "Our attempts to contain or disperse the anomaly have failed," Zarak continued. "But our analysis of your technology suggests that humans may possess a unique approach that could succeed where we have not." Elena's mind raced. Humanity's scientific advancements, while impressive, were surely primitive compared to a civilization capable of interstellar travel and communication. What could they possibly offer that the Concordat couldn't? With all due respect, Zarak, she began, our technology is far less advanced than yours. What makes you think we can help? Zarak's upper right arm reached out, manipulating the holographic display. It is not your technology that interests us, Captain Reeves. It is your methodology. Human scientific progress has been marked by unconventional thinking, by leaps of intuition that often defy logical progression. It is this creativity, this ability to think outside established parameters, that we believe may be the key to solving this crisis. The alien's words filled Elena with a mix of pride and trepidation. Humanity's greatest strength, their adaptability and innovative thinking, was being called upon to face a threat beyond their comprehension. We're willing to help in any way we can, Elena said, her voice firm with resolve. But we'll need more information about this anomaly and access to your data on the attempts you've made to contain it. Zarak's eyes seemed to glow with approval. Of course, we propose a joint mission. The team of your best scientists and engineers working alongside our experts. Time is of the essence, Captain Reeves. The anomaly grows more unstable with each passing moment. Elena nodded, her mind already assembling a list of the brightest minds aboard the horizon. We accept. How soon can we begin? Immediately, Zarak replied. We will transmit coordinates for a rendezvous point. There you will board our research vessel, which is better equipped to approach the anomaly safely. As the alien emissary's hologram flickered out of existence, Elena turned to her crew. The weight of the situation settled over them like a heavy blanket. They had dreamed of first contact, of joining a larger galactic community. But none of them had imagined it would come with such high stakes. Well, Elena said, a wry smile touching her lips, it seems we've got our work cut out for us. Lieutenant Chen, begin compiling all data we have on quantum physics and anomalies. Dr. Patel, I want you to assemble a team of our top scientists, and someone get me a direct line to Earth Command. They're going to want to hear about this. As the bridge erupted into a flurry of activity, Elena gazed out at the stars once more. The universe had just become infinitely larger and more complex, but with that vastness came opportunity. A chance for humanity to prove its worth on a cosmic scale. The UES horizon altered course, heading towards the rendezvous point. Whatever challenges lay ahead, Elena knew one thing for certain. Humanity was ready to face them head-on. The joint mission. The Concordat research vessel, Nexus, dwarfed the UES horizon in both size and technological sophistication. Its sleek, organic design seemed to defy the laws of physics, its hull shimmering with an otherworldly iridescence that reminded Captain Elena Reeves of the scales on Zarak's skin. As Elena led her team of scientists and engineers through the airlock, she couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. Dr. Samira Patel, the Horizon's chief scientist, walked beside her, dark eyes wide with wonder. It's incredible, Samira whispered, her gaze darting from one alien technology to another. Their level of advancement. We could spend lifetimes studying just this docking bay. Elena nodded, sharing her colleague's amazement. Focus, Doctor. We're here to solve a crisis, not sightsee. Though I admit, it's tempting. They were greeted by Zarak and a group of alien scientists, each as unique and striking as the emissary. One, a being that seemed to be composed entirely of swirling gas, contained within a translucent exoskeleton, floated forward. Welcome aboard the Nexus, the gaseous alien said, its voice a whisper that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. I am Cathal, lead researcher of the Concordat's Anomaly Task Force. We are grateful for your assistance. Elena noted the slight hesitation in Cathal's voice. Despite their advanced technology, the aliens were clearly uneasy about relying on a species they viewed as primitive. We're honored to help, Elena replied diplomatically. This is Dr. Samira Patel, our chief scientist. She'll be leading our research team. As introductions were made, Elena observed the interaction between the human and alien scientists. Initial awkwardness quickly gave way to excited exchanges of ideas and theories. The universal language of scientific curiosity seemed to bridge the gap between their species. Zarak guided them to the Nexus's command center, a vast chamber filled with holographic displays and interfaces that made the Horizons Bridge look like ancient technology in comparison. The anomaly has grown by 17% since our last communication, Zarak explained, manipulating a three-dimensional model of the swirling vortex. Our latest simulations suggest we have less than 72 of your Earth hours before it reaches critical mass. Dr. Patel stepped forward, her brow furrowed in concentration. "May I?" she asked, gesturing to the holographic controls. Zarak nodded, and Samira began to interact with the alien interface with surprising ease. "The energy signature is unlike anything I've ever seen," she murmured. "It's as if it's folding space-time in on itself, creating a cascade effect that amplifies its own growth." Thal's gaseous form swirled with agitation. "Precisely. Our attempts to disperse the energy or contain it have only accelerated the process. We are at a loss." Elena watched as her chief scientist immersed herself in the data, fingers flying over the alien controls as if she'd been using them all her life. It was moments like these that reminded Elena why humanity had come so far in such a short time. Their ability to adapt, to take the unknown, and make it familiar was unparalleled. "Captain," Samira said, turning to Elena with a spark of excitement in her eyes. "I think I might have an idea. It's unconventional, possibly dangerous. But it just might work." Elena finished for her, a small smile playing on her lips. "Let's hear it, Doctor." As Samira outlined her theory, using a combination of complex quantum mechanics and what could only be described as scientific intuition, Elena watched the alien scientists' reactions. Their body language, as alien as it was, showed a mix of skepticism and grudging admiration. "You propose to create a controlled singularity." Kithal's whispered voice held a note of disbelief. "The energy requirements alone would be massive." "Yes," Samira agreed. "But if we can generate a gravitational field strong enough to match the anomaly's own distortions, we might be able to create a form of destructive interference. The two forces could potentially cancel each other out." Zarak's three eyes blinked rapidly. "The risk of creating a black hole that could consume this entire sector is less than the certainty of this anomaly tearing apart space-time if we do nothing," Elena interjected, standing firmly beside her scientist. "Dr. Patel's theory is sound, and it's the best option we have right now." The alien scientists conferred among themselves in a series of clicks, whistles, and telepathic exchanges that the humans couldn't follow. Finally, Zarak turned back to Elena and Samira. "Your proposal is unorthodox," the emissary said. "But as you say, we have few alternatives. We will assist in any way we can." The next 48 hours were a blur of frantic activity. Human and alien scientists worked side by side, breaking down barriers of language and culture in their shared quest to save their corner of the galaxy. Elena marveled at the sight of Dr. Patel, confidently directing a team of beings from a dozen different species, each bringing their unique perspectives and knowledge to the problem at hand. As the deadline approached, tension aboard the Nexus reached a fever pitch. The device they had constructed, a hybrid of human theoretical science and alien advanced technology, stood ready. It was a massive, pulsing sphere of energy, contained within fields of force that even the Concordat scientists didn't fully understand. "All systems are ready, Captain," Samira reported, her voice tight with a mixture of exhaustion and excitement. "We're as prepared as we'll ever be." Elena nodded, turning to Zarak. "We're ready to proceed on your order." The alien emissary's scales shimmered with an emotion Elena couldn't quite interpret. "The fate of countless worlds rests on this moment," Zarak said solemnly. "Whatever the outcome, know that your species has proven itself worthy of the stars. You will be remembered." With a gesture that seemed almost ceremonial, Zarak activated the device. The Nexus shuddered as unimaginable energies were channeled through its systems. On the main view screen, they watched as their artificial singularity blossomed into existence, a pinprick of absolute darkness ringed by blinding light. For a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, nothing happened. Then, with a silent flash that seared itself into Elena's retinas, the anomaly and their created singularity collided. The universe held its breath. When Elena's vision cleared, she found herself staring at empty space where the anomaly had once been. Cheers erupted from both human and alien throats, a cacophony of joy that transcended species. "We did it," Samira breathed, tears streaming down her face. It actually worked. Elena felt a wave of pride wash over her. In the face of an impossible challenge, humanity had not only risen to the occasion, but had done so in a way that had earned the respect of an advanced galactic civilization. Zarak approached, all four arms outstretched in what Elena assumed was a gesture of great significance. "Captain Reeves, Dr. Patel, people of Earth," the emissary's mental voice resonated with genuine warmth. "You have saved not only yourselves but all of us. The Galactic Concordat owes you a debt that can never be fully repaid." As the celebrations continued around her, Elena's mind was already racing ahead. This crisis had been averted, but she knew it was only the beginning. Humanity had taken its first steps onto a much larger stage, and the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead were beyond imagination. With a smile, she turned to Zarak. "So about that Concordat membership we discussed earlier." The future, vast and full of promise, beckoned. Crisis and human ingenuity. The celebratory mood aboard the Nexus was short-lived. As the cheers faded and the adrenaline ebbed, alarms began to blare throughout the massive alien vessel. Captain Elena Reeves felt her stomach drop as she watched Zarak and Cathal rush to the main control interface, their movements sharp with urgency. "What's happening?" Elena demanded, moving to join them. Cathal's gaseous form swirled with agitation. The singularity, it's destabilizing. The collapse wasn't complete. Dr. Samira Patel pushed her way to the front, her eyes wide as she took in the readings on the alien displays. "It's like we've created a wound in space-time," she murmured. "And it's growing." Zarak's three eyes blinked rapidly in what Elena had come to recognize as a sign of extreme distress. "If we cannot seal this breach, the damage to the fabric of reality in this sector could be irreparable. Entire star systems could be lost." Elena felt the weight of responsibility settle heavily on her shoulders. They had averted one crisis only to stumble into another, potentially more devastating one. But as she looked around at her team, she saw not defeat, but determination. "All right," she said, her voice cutting through the chaos. "We've faced the impossible once today. We can do it again." "Dr. Patel, what are we dealing with exactly?" Samira's fingers danced over the alien controls, pulling up more detailed scans of the anomaly. "It's like a tear in the universe," she explained. "The edges are fraying, releasing bursts of energy that are further weakening the surrounding space-time." "Can we seal it somehow?" Elena asked, like stitching a wound. Cathal's whispered voice held a note of surprise. "Stitching. An interesting analogy, but the scale and nature of this breach are beyond any conventional." "Wait," Samira interrupted, her eyes lighting up with that spark of inspiration that Elena had come to recognize. "Captain, you might be onto something. What if we could create a sort of cosmic suture?" Elena nodded, encouraging her chief scientist to continue. Samira turned to the alien scientists, her excitement palpable. "Your tractor beam technology, how precise can you make it?" Zarak and Cathal exchanged glances. "Our gravitic manipulators can be focused to subatomic levels," Zarak replied. "But I fail to see how that could." "We use the tractor beams to literally stitch the tear closed," Samira explained, her words tumbling out in a rush. "We create a lattice of gravitational fields weaving the frayed edges of space-time back together. The alien scientists fell silent, their expressions, as far as Elena could interpret them, a mix of disbelief and grudging admiration. It was Kthul who spoke first, its gaseous form rippling with what might have been excitement. The energy requirements would be astronomical, the alien researcher said, and the precision needed to manipulate space-time at that level. "We can do it," Elena interjected firmly. "We have to." "Dr. Patel, what do you need?" What followed was a frenzy of activity unlike anything Elena had ever experienced. Human and alien scientists worked side by side, reconfiguring the Nexus's systems to implement Samira's audacious plan. Elena marveled at how quickly her team had adapted to the alien technology, their innate human curiosity and adaptability allowing them to push the advanced systems in ways the Concordat had never considered. As they worked, the tear in space-time continued to grow. Periodic bursts of energy from the anomaly rocked the Nexus, each one a stark reminder of the consequences of failure. "We're ready, Captain," Samira reported, her voice strained with exhaustion and tension. "But there's a catch. The gravitational forces involved. Someone needs to manually control the final adjustments. The feedback loop is too complex for our eye or the Concordat systems to handle." Elena understood the implications immediately. "You're saying someone needs to be in the control room, right next to that thing?" Samira nodded grimly. "The radiation levels are off the charts. It would mean certain death." A heavy silence fell over the bridge. Elena looked at her team, saw the fear and determination in their eyes. She knew what had to be done. "I'll do it," she said, her voice steady. "Captain." "No," Samira protested. "We can't ask you to." "You're not asking, I'm volunteering." Elena cut her off. "This is my responsibility. Besides, you're the only one who fully understands the theory behind this. You need to coordinate from here." Before anyone could object further, alarms blared again. The tear was expanding rapidly, tendrils of chaotic energy lashing out into space. "We're out of time," Elena said. She turned to Zarak, meeting the alien's three-eyed gaze. "It's been an honor." The emissary's scales shimmered with an emotion Elena couldn't quite interpret. "The honor has been ours, Captain Reeves. Your species has shown a courage and ingenuity that will not be forgotten." With a final nod to her crew, Elena made her way to the control room. The closer she got to the tear, the more reality itself seemed to warp and twist around her. The control panel hummed with energy, holographic displays flickering with data streams she could barely comprehend. "I'm in position," she reported over the comm. "Talk me through it, Dr. Patel." Samira's voice came through, tight with emotion, but clear and focused. "Initiating the gravitic weave now. Captain, you'll need to modulate the field strength to match the fluctuations in the tear. Trust your instincts. The feedback will be more feeling than data." As the process began, Elena felt as though she were trying to thread a needle in a hurricane. The gravitational forces pulled and pushed, threatening to tear the ship and her body apart. But beneath the chaos, she sensed a pattern, a rhythm to the universe's wound that she could almost grasp. Her hands moved across the controls, guided as much by intuition as by Samira's instructions. Sweat beaded on her brow, her vision blurring as the radiation took its toll. But she didn't stop. Inch by excruciating inch, the tear began to close. Elena could feel her life ebbing away, but with it came a strange sense of connection to the cosmos. In her mind's eye, she saw the threads of space-time knitting back together, guided by her will and the combined efforts of two civilizations. With a final, monumental effort, Elena brought the gravitic fields together. There was a flash of light so intense it seemed to pierce her very soul, and then silence. On the bridge of the Nexus, human and alien alike held their breath. The sensors showed no trace of the tear. Space-time had been healed. "We did it," Samira whispered, tears streaming down her face. "Captain." "Elena, can you hear me?" But there was no response from the control room. As the reality of their success and its cost sank in, Zarak stepped forward. The alien emissary's voice resonated not just in their minds, but seemed to echo through the very fabric of space they had just saved. Let it be known, Zarak intoned, that on this day, humanity proved itself not just worthy of the stars, but essential to them. Captain Alina Reeves and her crew faced the impossible with courage, creativity, and sacrifice. The Galactic Concordat hereby extends not just membership, but partnership to the human race. Together, we will face whatever challenges the universe has in store. As the Nexus began its journey back to Earth, carrying news of both triumph and tragedy, the stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter. Humanity had taken its place among the cosmic civilizations, forever changed by the crucible of crisis and the power of their own ingenuity. The universe, vast and full of wonders, awaited alien revelations and human determination. The journey back to Earth was somber, the corridors of the Nexus eerily quiet as both humans and aliens grappled with the magnitude of recent events. Dr. Samira Patel found herself wandering the vast ship, her mind a whirlwind of emotions and half-formed theories. She paused at a viewport, staring out at the streaking stars of FTL travel. The loss of Captain Reeves weighed heavily on her, but there was something else nagging at the edges of her consciousness, a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. "You sense it too, don't you?" The whispered voice of Cathal startled her. The gaseous alien scientist had approached silently, its translucent form reflecting the starlight. Samira nodded slowly. "Something about the anomaly, the tear, it doesn't add up. The energy signatures, the way it responded to our interventions. It was almost as if it were designed." Cathal finished for her. A chill ran down Samira's spine. "You think this was artificial? But who could have the power to create something like that? And why?" Cathal's form swirled with agitation. "I have shared my suspicions with the Concordat Council. They were not receptive. But I believe you humans have a saying. Fresh eyes see clear." Before Samira could respond, an alarm blared through the ship. "All personnel to battle stations." Zarak's voice echoed. "We are under attack." Samira and Cathal rushed to the bridge. The main view screen showed a terrifying sight. A massive vessel, easily dwarfing even the Nexus, had appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Its design was alien even to the Concordat species, all sharp angles and pulsing energy fields. By the cosmic core, Zarak breathed, all three eyes wide with shock. "It's the Omega Collective. They're not supposed to be in this sector." "The Omega Collective?" Samira asked, her scientific curiosity momentarily overriding her fear. Cathal's whispered voice was tight with tension. "A highly advanced civilization, long thought to be mere legend. They were believed to have transcended physical form millennia ago." The unknown ship fired, lances of energy that seemed to bend reality itself streaking towards the Nexus. The shields held, but barely. "Open a channel," Zarak commanded. The view screen flickered, revealing a being that defied description. A swirling mass of energy in vaguely humanoid form, its face a constantly shifting pattern of light and shadow. "Concordat vessel." The being's voice resonated directly in their minds, filled with cold disdain. "You have interfered with our grand experiment. The anomaly was a test, a crucible to identify species worthy of ascension. You have disrupted the natural order." Samira felt a surge of anger cut through her fear. "Natural order? You put countless lives at risk for an experiment." The being's attention focused on her, and Samira felt as though her very soul was being examined. "Ah, the humans. Unexpected variables. Your intervention was intriguing. Perhaps you are not as primitive as we first believed." Zarak stepped forward, scales shimmering with a mix of anger and diplomatic restraint. "Omega Collective, we had no knowledge of your test. Surely the potential destruction of an entire sector cannot be justified." "Silence," the being cut him off. Your Concordat has grown complacent, clinging to outdated notions of morality and progress. The universe is unforgiving, and only those willing to embrace true power will survive its crucibles. The implications hit Samira like a physical blow. The anomaly, the tear, they were all designed to push civilizations to their limits, to force innovation through desperation. The being's form pulsed with what might have been approval, perceptive for such a young species. Yes, only through facing annihilation can true potential be unlocked. Your Captain Reeves demonstrated this admirably. At the mention of Elena, Samira felt a renewed surge of determination. She thought of the captain's sacrifice, of the ingenuity and courage humanity had shown in the face of cosmic threats. They hadn't come this far to be mere subjects in some grand, callous experiment. "You're wrong," Samira said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "True progress, true strength, comes from cooperation, from combining diverse perspectives to solve problems. What you're doing isn't advancement, it's just cosmic bullying." The being's form flickered, its voice taking on a dangerous edge. "You dare lecture us, infant species? We have seen the rise and fall of 1,000 civilizations. We have harnessed the power of entire galaxies. And yet," Samira countered, "a bunch of primitives managed to disrupt your carefully laid plans. Maybe it's time for some fresh perspectives in your collective." For a moment, silence reigned on the bridge. Then, to everyone's shock, the energy being began to laugh, a sound that sent shivers through the fabric of reality itself. "Intriguing indeed," it said. "Perhaps we have grown, set in our ways. Your species bears further study." With that, the massive ship began to move away. But before it vanished, the being had one final message. "We will be watching, humans. Continue to surprise us, and you may yet earn a place among the cosmic elite. Disappoint us, and well, there are always more experiments to run." As the Omega Collective ship vanished as suddenly as it had appeared, the bridge of the Nexus erupted into a flurry of activity. Samira found herself at the center of it all, bombarded with questions from both human and alien colleagues. Zarak approached her, the emissary's expression unreadable. "Dr. Patel, in all my centuries, I have never seen anyone stand up to the Omega Collective like that. You have not only saved us from destruction, but may have altered the course of galactic history." Samira felt the weight of the moment settling on her shoulders. Humanity had just been thrust onto an even larger stage than they had imagined, with challenges and opportunities beyond their wildest dreams. "We didn't ask for this," she said quietly, "but we're not backing down. Humanity has a lot to learn, but we've got a lot to offer too. And if the Omega Collective or anyone else thinks they can bully us into submission, well, they've got another thing coming." As the Nexus resumed its journey to Earth, Samira gazed out at the stars once more. The universe had just become infinitely more complex and dangerous. But with that danger came unprecedented opportunities for growth, for discovery, for pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Humanity's trial by fire was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun. But as Samira thought of Captain Reeves' sacrifice, of the ingenuity her team had shown, and of the allies they had made among the stars, she knew one thing for certain. They were ready for whatever the cosmos had in store. Triumph and new alliances, the sight of Earth, a blue marble suspended in the vast darkness of space, brought tears to Dr. Samira Patel's eyes. After the harrowing encounters with cosmic anomalies and ancient, godlike aliens, the familiar contours of home were a balm to her weary soul. As the Nexus entered Earth's orbit, a fleet of ships rose to meet them, a hunhi of human vessels and alien crafts from a dozen Concordat species. News of humanity's role in averting multiple cosmic catastrophes had spread quickly, and the welcoming committee reflected the new status Earth held in the galactic community. Zarak stood beside Samira on the bridge, the alien emissary's scales shimmering with what she had come to recognize as excitement. "Your people stand on the threshold of a new era, Dr. Patel. How does it feel?" Samira took a deep breath, considering the question. Overwhelming, she admitted. Exhilarating. Terrifying. I don't think we fully understand the scale of what's happening yet. The alien nodded, a gesture it had adopted from its time with humans. Few species are thrust onto the galactic stage so dramatically. But if recent events have shown us anything, it's that humanity is uniquely suited to face such challenges. As they prepared for the delegation to disembark, Samira couldn't help but think of Captain Alina Reeves. The weight of her sacrifice hung heavy, a reminder of the cost of their newfound cosmic standing. The welcome they received planetside was nothing short of historic. World leaders, scientific luminaries, and representatives from every corner of human society gathered to greet the returning heroes and their alien allies. The atmosphere was electric, a palpable sense of humanity standing united in the face of a universe far grander and more perilous than they had ever imagined. As Samira stepped up to the podium to address the gathered crowd and the billions watching worldwide, she felt the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. She was no longer just a scientist, but a bridge between humanity and the cosmos. People of Earth, she began, her voice steady despite her racing heart. We stand at a crossroads unlike any in human history. We have seen wonders beyond imagination and faced terrors that defy comprehension. We have made allies among the stars and earned the respect and wariness of civilizations ancient beyond reckoning. She paused, letting her gaze sweep across the diverse faces before her. But in all our journeys, in all our trials, we have learned one fundamental truth. The greatest strength of humanity is not our technology, not our adaptability, but our unity in diversity, our ability to come together, to combine our unique perspectives and skills in the face of adversity, is what sets us apart in the cosmic arena. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd. Samira continued, her voice gaining strength. The challenges ahead are immense. The Omega Collective watches us, waiting to see if we'll rise to their cosmic tests or falter. The Galactic Concordat looks to us as partners in maintaining peace across the stars. And out there, in the vast unknown, lie discoveries and dangers we can scarcely imagine. She thought of Elena, of the courage and sacrifice that had brought them to this moment. We have lost much in our journey to the stars. Captain Alina Reeves gave her life to save not just humanity, but countless alien civilizations. We honor her memory, and the memory of all those who have sacrificed, by embracing this new chapter in our history with open arms and open minds. As she spoke, Samira noticed movement in the crowd. A group of people was making their way forward, led by a woman who bore a striking resemblance to the late captain. With a start, Samira realized it must be Elena's family. In that moment, an idea crystallized, a way to honor Elena's sacrifice and embody the spirit of unity and exploration she had championed. Samira locked eyes with Zarak, whom nodded in understanding, seeming to grasp her intentions without words. In recognition of the bridges we must build, Samira announced, her voice ringing out clear and strong, I propose the establishment of the Alina Reeves Interstellar Academy. This institution will bring together the brightest minds from Earth and our new alien allies, fostering the exchange of knowledge and culture that will be crucial in the years to come. The crowd erupted in cheers, the excitement palpable. Zarak stepped forward, its mental voice resonating for all to hear. The Galactic Concordat fully supports this initiative. We pledge our resources and knowledge to ensure its success. Captain Reeves' legacy will live on in the spirit of cooperation and discovery this academy embodies. As the celebration continued, Samira found herself surrounded by a whirlwind of activity. World leaders sought her counsel, alien diplomats proposed collaborative projects, and young students looked at her with stars in their eyes, dreaming of their own cosmic adventures. In the midst of it all, Elena's family approached. Her sister, tears in her eyes, grasped Samira's hands. Thank you, she said simply. Elena always believed that the stars were a bridge, not a barrier. This academy, it's exactly what she would have wanted. As the day wore on, Samira found a quiet moment to slip away from the crowds. She made her way to a secluded spot overlooking the ocean, the same view Elena had often spoken of when describing her childhood home. The sun was setting, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, but Samira's gaze was drawn upward to the first stars becoming visible in the deepening twilight. Among them, she knew, were worlds and civilizations waiting to be discovered, challenges to be faced, and wonders to be witnessed. A quiet presence beside her made her turn. Kthal had joined her, the alien scientist's gaseous form glowing softly in the fading light. "It's not going to be easy, is it?" Samira asked quietly. Kthal's whispered voice held a note of what might have been affection. "The path of progress never is, my friend. But if there's one thing I've learned about humans, it's that you thrive on challenges. The universe has taken notice of your species, Dr. Paddle. The question now is, what will humanity do with the cosmic spotlight?" Samira smiled, feeling a renewed sense of purpose and determination. "We'll do what we've always done," she replied. "We'll explore, we'll learn, we'll make mistakes, and we'll achieve wonders. And no matter what the cosmos throws at us, we'll face it together, with each other and with our new allies." As if in response to her words, a brilliant streak of light cut across the sky. A shooting star, or perhaps a visiting alien ship. Either way, it was a reminder of the vast frontier that awaited them. Humanity's next great adventure was just beginning. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now felt like a cosmic neighborhood waiting to be explored, and with the spirit of Elena Reeves guiding them, the ingenuity of scientists like Samira, and the unity of Earth's diverse peoples, there was no challenge too great, no discovery too far-fetched. The universe, in all its infinite wonder and peril, had better be ready. Humanity was coming, not as conquerors, but as explorers, peacekeepers, and innovators, and they were determined to leave their mark among the stars. As night fell fully, Samira took one last look at the star-studded sky before turning back towards the lights of the celebration. There was work to be done, bridges to be built, and a cosmos waiting to be embraced. The future, vast and bright with possibility, beckoned, and humanity, united and resolute, was ready to answer its call.